Hey friends, Charles from the Gentleman's Journey here. Guys, today we're looking at 5 different stoves. I'm gonna go through the details and see which one might be right for you. All right guys, so this is a bit excessive and I don't recommend all these stoves for everybody. Hopefully we can narrow it down to 1, maybe 2 stoves that might be good for you. So guys, just like anybody, I bet we all started out with this guy. This is the classic Coleman, green bottle top stove, and it's just awesome. We don't have a lot to complain about. And then of course we have this stick stove. So this is gonna be fed little sticks or little branches or just wood that you cut up basically into kindling. Now that's a really fun one. Over here guys, we have one from Walmart. So this is a backpacking stove, and honestly I've cooked a lot of meals on that and it's been a good one. This one here is just a little upgrade. This was from REI and we'll talk about the differences. And then over here guys, this is for expeditions. This is the MSR. We will go into a little bit of all these. I am going to tell you about one option at the end that I don't have here that I think might be the option for you. So what do you say, friends? We come back over here and talk about the pros and cons of this guy. So this isn't something that I would necessarily take backpacking. Now, have I taken it? Of course I have, but guys, that's because you're young, dumb, and you don't care about weight, but it's bulky. Now, the good thing is it'll handle just about any pot, just like the Dragonfly over here. But guys, look at that. The base of that is still bigger than this pot here. Now, obviously this isn't a big stock pot or something like that, but I'm on a table, but honestly, I've found these to be stable. The only thing I don't like about it, it's kind of tall. That has been advantageous, and sometimes maybe you're on a little camp chair and it sits up higher so you can stay in your chair. You can find this fuel anywhere and it does pretty good in cold temperatures. I think we kind of all know what's going on with that one. Now let's move over to this guy, something I think has gained in popularity, especially among the bushcraft crowd. This is a Kuvik titanium little fast fold stove. Now I've used this in a bunch of videos, guys, taking it out, and this is something of course you can backpack in. This is something that if you can manage the weight, I would say why not have with you all the time, because if this stuff fails, that's the advantage to this thing. It doesn't really fail. Now it's hard to keep a constant temperature and you got to keep feeding it. Something I've noticed is it burns a little cleaner if you split the logs. If you have just little bitty branches, you have so much bark and stuff, it'll create a lot of soot and just get messy. But honestly, friends, this has been a lot of fun and I think it serves a big purpose. A lot of guys will say that's unnecessary. You can just get together a couple of rocks out in the woods and maybe a couple of logs and set your pot on there and build a fire. I won't argue, that's a good point, but this thing has been pretty solid. It's been through a bunch of trips with me, and so it'll backpack in, and as long as you're in the forest and can find some dry wood, you'll always have a fire. If you can't find dry wood, just split open a bigger log and there'll be dry wood inside there. Now friends, I'll have links to all these along the way. If you're interested in any of them, just like this guy, it's not gonna cost you any extra. It'll just tell Amazon or whoever that I'm sending you there, and it'll give me more money to keep doing videos just like this. Now guys, over here is the Walmart option. If you're just getting into maybe backpacking or camping and you're not sure if you want to stay in it, or it might be once, twice a year, I think this could be a good option for you. I've used it in several videos. It's been a good one for me, but it's small. So it's definitely something that'll backpack really well. It's light and it's cheap and it has its own igniter. So that's been kind of the cool thing with this guy, is you don't even have to carry a lighter. Of course I would, and I wouldn't go out without something, but it's already built in until it dies. So this has been pretty good, but it's a little small. I've had some pots, like this guy is still kind of shaky on there, and that's not very big in diameter. That's the lid to this guy. But again, I've had this dump in a couple of videos. If you guys have watched back the channel, you'll see me where I kayaked out to a little island off the east coast of Florida, stayed the night there, and I think my eggs come off this thing. So that's a really great option. Some people carry something like this as a spare for something like this. Up next, guys, is gonna be the same kind. So this one here is the isobutane powered camp stove, and this is gonna fold up really small, just like this one does. Take up no space in your bag, super lightweight, but it's a little bit more heavy duty. It's a little bit better made, and the company has a lot better name. So this is Ollie Camp, and this is from REI. You can buy it on Amazon. I'll have a link and whatnot, but this is a little bit better name behind this company. And so it's around $40, where this one's like 15. So to give you an idea there, this guy here is gonna have a lot more of a base to it. So look at that. That diameter is almost the same size as that pan. So honestly, I feel a lot better about putting bigger pots on here and kind of walking away. You got just a lot bigger footprint there. So I would say if you guys are getting into backpacking and you want something a little more substantial, I would go for this. It's more of a one and done, where this guy, you know, it's the Walmart brand, and I've had a lot of good success with stuff from Walmart. Not kicking it by any stretch, but honestly, if you think you're gonna be into backpacking, I would go with something like that. Now, lastly, guys, over here is gonna be my Dragonfly by MSR. Now, this thing is heavy duty, but it's more than heavy duty. It has this fuel bottle here, and it'll take several different types of fuel. Right now, I'm running white gas in it, and it'll take even unleaded gas. It'll take diesel, so you can go to the gas station, get yourself whatever they got there pretty much, and it'll run off that. So that's the great thing about this. In cold temperatures, these bottles, these are going to freeze, where the liquid stuff isn't. So you can run this in really cold temperatures. Now MSR, they have a bunch of different models like this, and I went with this option because it's said to have a really good boil option. So it'll burn a really small flame. A lot of the other ones won't, and some of my camping experiences, I put some beans on or something, just add a little bitty simmer, and that's been the good thing for me. Lots of good options out there. They have one that will also take this isobutane fuel, and this one won't. So that was the only catch for me, is that I did like the idea of having that option, but that's okay. We can get fuel really cheap for this guy. Now, the advantage to this over basically anything here on the table is also that it can handle big old giant stock pots. It's the most stable, so you have a really good cook space over here. It is finicky though, guys. It's gonna be something that is gonna need maintenance from time to time. It's gonna be something that breaks down, and you're gonna have to kind of repair it, if you will. Where I guess when these things break down, they're done. But at any rate, that's something that I think you guys should maybe check out and see if it suits your needs or not. So friends, I told you there's one more option that I don't have here, and that's gonna be something like a Jetboil cooking system. So MSR has them, Jetboil has them, Firemaple has them. There's a bunch of different options. I'm gonna put some of those links in the description too, but basically it's a situation like this, but it has a bit of a base to it, and sometimes the cups, they'll have different size cups, and they'll kind of latch in there, if you will. So it also has a little wind barrier right here around it, because for instance, my MSR over here has this big windshield. So if I'm out cooking and it gets windy, I may put this up around, and that's gonna prevent the wind. But these guys are built in. So a lot of backpackers, thru hikers really like that system, because it's gonna be able to let you cook in windy situations, and it's gonna boil quicker. And they even have like a French press coffee situation on the top, so you can get really unique with that as well. So what do you think, guys? Which option are you taking out? Are you someone that's more car camping? Are you pulling up to a campsite, unloading stuff out of the back of your car, setting up the tent, and the old Coleman is gonna do it for you? Are you more of a bushcrafter and you wanna get back in there and feel more one with your meal and feel like you're really cooking it and partaking? Or are you someone who just needs something that's gonna take up the least amount of space and weight in your bag because you're through hiking? Or are you trying to do some expeditions, hang out in the winter time? Or maybe, guys, like I said, you wanna check out one of those complete cook systems, has a really nice padded cup and everything's built in. So at any rate, friends, I really hope that you got some value from this. Maybe you've been considering one of these cooking options and got something today. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Let me know what you guys are up to. So friends, these are the kind of videos we're putting out over here at the Gentleman's Journey when we're not out using this stuff. I like to talk about gear and have little gear moments. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I'm having a blast making these videos. So from adventure to the next adventure, be blessed.